it's Matt here. Look, I'm just driving out to my factory in just out the back of Denver, where we actually manufacture our own water features and statues. Now, if you haven't been to this website before, let me explain a little bit about myself and how I actually got into this. Basically, previously to wholesaling direct to landscapers and gardeners and landscaping and nursery supply places, I used to retail the product through my business called Tropical Lifestyle. Now, not so long ago, I actually sold that business, and now I specialise 100% only in water features and statues direct from Indonesia, direct to you. Now, there is a little bit of a catch. We actually have to deal in a full container load each time. So the minimum order is actually a 20-foot container load. Now, depending what's in it, if you're wondering what sort of expenditure you have to spend, give or take somewhere between $12,000 and maybe $20,000. That's an all-in price, door to door. So here's how it works. Basically, what happens is if you enter your details into the form on this site, you can download our wholesale price list. Okay, once you download the wholesale price list, you can go through, have a look, not only just at the different ranges, but also at the types of water features, types of statues. You can basically mark off what you want. There's cubic meter sizes as well. Give or take a 20-foot container, it takes about 28 cubic meters, and a 40-foot container, you can take more, but the problem is the weight of the water features and statues, you can't fill the full cubic meters. So a 40-foot does take 67 cubic meters, but it's a little bit difficult to fill that entire weight. So anyway, before you even get to that, you might want to watch the rest of this video, because very shortly we're going to be at our manufacturing facility, and I'm actually going to show you exactly how the water features and statues are manufactured. And not only that, I'm also going to show you how we go about getting them back to you, how we create them, and I'm also going to show you the quality that you're dealing with. It took me a lot of years. I've been importing from Indonesia for about 6 or 7 years now. It took me a lot of years to actually find a good, reliable manufacturer. So that's why I teamed up with a friend of mine, and also took me some time to find reliable transport, reliable packing, getting everything door to door. So you could say I've done it the hard way, and now by dealing direct with me, you're going to do it the easy way. So anyway, in a minute we'll be at the factory, and we'll take a look around. We finally made it to our manufacturing facility here in Indonesia. Once again, it's Matt here, in case you forgot my name from the introduction. Now, I guess the first thing I wanted to say to you, a lot of people ask me, Matt, how come you only sell 20-foot containers? Why won't you sell me 1 or 2 statues or water features? Basically, fact is, right, I only wholesale. If you're after retail, you're in the wrong spot. I only deal directly with retailers that will on-sell it onto you. If you're doing something up in your house or something like that, we may be able to help you. Just have a look at our catalogue. As long as you're willing to order a 20-foot container as a minimum order. That's between $12,000 and $18,000, give or take, door to door. So I organise everything from here, all the way it gets delivered direct to you, so you just unload it. So let's have a look at something, and I'll take you on a big tour through the yard. So this video could take a while. Right, okay. First of all, when I used to retail on the Gold Coast, this was always a really, really hot seller. Something like this will sell between $1,200 and $1,500 at a retail level. Okay, it depends on your market. Your very, very, very worst case, $1,000. You get $1,000 for this all day long. Now, best part is it's multiple levels. So you've got the base here, then you've got the next section here, and the next section here. Now, when it comes to you, as per the video on how we crate things up, you can see these parts here are actually movable. They'll all individually be crated. So you can pull them out, put them together, and then when your customer comes and purchases this particular water feature, you've got the 3 parts. You can load it on the trailer, drop it off to their house, whatever you prefer to do. Now, something really important, something like this is a $500 or $600 item when you're ordering it wholesale through us. So you're basically doubling your money. Now, let's keep going through the actual, now explain our whole location, and we'll go through different things we do. you'll see in our catalogue, now you can download the catalogue anytime you want, it's an electronic catalogue. We do large terracotta urns. I'm 6'4", just a little bit off the ground, you know, that's a 4-foot high urn, and you'll see those in the catalogue. Obviously this video shows you more than actual pictures in the catalogue, so, but you can never cover everything in the catalogue. Alright.
Okay.
Some other more interesting things, some items we can do in limestone, and some items we can do in concrete. To be completely honest and frank with you, although we can do them in limestone, what happens, unless you're planning on just having it in one location or not moving around too much, the limestone, because it's soft, it can break. It's very, very breakable. So, but you can get a design, you can ask for the design, same price it will be, to be made out of concrete rather than limestone. So this particular one's all been hand carved. So I'll keep going through. You've got other things like your terrazzo. You'll see them in the catalogue. If you want to download that as well, you obviously got to enter your details to download the catalogue. Here, the terrazzo is actually polished concrete. Now, depending on your market, these good sellers or bad sellers, here's another one here, much bigger, a decorative piece. You know, you can see that inside the entrance of a house, maybe a pot or something in the middle of it with some plants and so on. Once again, more stuff in the catalogue, much more stuff. This will give you a bit more of a general feel and a bit more explanation rather than just a raw picture as we go through. Okay, so this is a nice water feature too. This is one of our newer models, same deal. Okay, these ones will sell between $1,200 and $1,500, and your wholesale cost is give or take somewhere between $500 and $600. Now, don't quote me on that because it goes up and down with the exchange rate. So when we get to the time of order, if the exchange rate's big time change, we will adjust it. But at the time of order, bang, that's it. When you order, when you pay your deposit, prices are locked. If the exchange rates change, I cop it, not you. So it's a very important part of our service. I'll keep going through here. One of the important things to remember is, although some pictures you may see in they're just grey, in reality you can get grey, you can get black, you can get white, and you can get cream. As we go around the area, I'll show the different types you can get. We have to jump out of the way because the cars come past here. But what we do, I'll show you another type of water feature. This is another bottle type of water feature. Now, something like this can actually sell just the bottles alone, which is quite surprising and quite good. There's so many different things, but it is important to see the catalogue. We'll go down a little bit further. Inside the catalogue, you'll see smaller type of water features like this. You'll see that this is in multiple parts, so this part comes off that part, this part, this part, this part. So it's a lot easier to move around. One of the really good water features that sell, the best selling ones, and I'll come happily advise you on that, is water features that look good from all angles, okay? So this one in particular, it doesn't matter if you're looking at from there, wherever, the point is it still looks good from all angles. Similar to this one, now obviously this is quite a large one, you'll see a couple of different sizes and a couple of different variations of this type of water feature inside the catalogue, and it can obviously turn into bird baths as well. The water comes up, shoots out from here and so on. But the best part is, and obviously it doesn't normally have stick in the top of it. The best part of a water feature like this is this will sell for near $2,000, and you're at least doubling your money, which is the key to running a business. So just imagine this: if you've got a garden centre, even if you want to start a garden business, you've got a landscaping centre, you are a landscaper, you've got a display yard. One of these containers, ordering one container and ordering, say, 3 of those, 4 of those, 2 of those, you can have one on display and then have the other ones in crates ready to deliver to the customer. So you very, very quickly get your money back. Then you come and reorder again the same models, or you might decide on a new model. I will definitely help you with advice as far as ordering, but I strongly recommend order one for a display and order 2 or 3 other items to then sell on to the customers. It saves you having to move the display. Once you set the display up, you're pretty well laughing. Okay, so let's go through, keep going here. You can see an example of white. Obviously not everything is in perfect condition because some of these have been sitting here for years. That's been here for years and years and years. It happens. Things get old just like everyone else. Here's one of the guys, he's doing a little bit of work on terrazzo, just doing some last minute polishing up before it's probably going to get crated and delivered. We'll keep going down there. Now, this is a good example of the white colour in the concrete. Like I said, any of the concrete products can be done in these colours. Now, this is obviously a large colour. Now, if you've got a resort or a massive house, this might be of use, but I wouldn't recommend purchasing something like this if you're trying to sell it in your landscaping yard, because it is a very niche product and it won't get many buyers or something like this. Actually, this is the water feature here. Just show you as we go around. As we go around, this is a nice water feature. It stacks up once again, all in parts. Makes it really easy to move around and put together. And the water can come up over the top, drop down. Really nice water feature. Waterproofed inside, so water doesn't leak out. Same as this one here. Water comes up, drops down, drops down, drops down. Ignore the leaves, like I said. This is more of a manufacturing facility, more of a display. When I'm just straight up wholesaling, not so much when it's not so much for retail, direct to the So some things sit for a while so people see what they are. This is cool too. So this is a complete shower. Now, if you're a landscaper, especially if you're a landscape yard, you buy this, and I'm guessing without seeing the price list, probably for about $1,200 wholesale inside your container, maybe $1,500. You'll sell this for like $5 grand any day of the week. So that is really good item. Some different variations of the what we call the wine bottle water feature. Same deal. These sell for about $1,000. You buy them for half, or maybe even sometimes less than half of that. This is a red hot seller. I've sold probably more than 150 of these over my time, and then some. These come in two sizes. I will show you the size later. This is called a water wheel. Basically, remember I said earlier on that they have to look good from all angles. This does actually look good from all angles, and once again comes in parts: 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. Okay, so you get 4 crates, 4 different parts. Good sellers. These retail for about $900. Have a look inside the price list when you download it to see the actual price that you can get it wholesale for. Remember, all the prices in the price list are based on the container rate. Minimum order is 20-foot container. If you're interested to order a 40-foot container, you can, but just due to weight restrictions, you can't fill it right up. You do get a better value out of it, but you can't fill it right to the brim. You can only go about 2 meters high, so you still get better value with it. So we'll keep going down. A bit more terrazzo stuff. You still see that we do have some timber tables, bits and pieces. I'll give you a good example. This mirror here, give or take to you, is about $1,200. Now you get $2,500, $3,000 for any day of the week in Australia. Okay, that's great value in anyone's book. More water features and so on. Now I want to stop the tour short here a bit, and then I'm going to go over. Now I'm going to take you over to our Greenstone statue area where we actually manufacture the Greenstone statues, and then we bring them in, and we've got them here, and they just basically come straight out of stock. Direct to you at the wholesale prices. So let's go there in a minute. So here we are in our Greenstone area. Now, there's 2 good reasons we're here. First good reason is, right, something very important. I have to be totally 100% upfront and honest with you. When you import goods by the container load, you will save a huge amount of money. However, you do have to allow for some damages. Okay, here's an example of damage. This poor Greenstone statue, which retails for give or take $1,200, is missing the head. Now, if this was damaged, and this is how it arrives here, it's rare. First of all, while it's not perfect, it's still a saleable item. You basically put a some glue and glue it back on, and maybe a steel rod, drill a steel rod in there to hold it back on. And be straight up and honest with your customer and tell them, hey, that's got a breakage in it, it did break in transit, so you don't lose your money. You sometimes get a little bit of damage, and you have to, it's just part of the game. You're saving the big dollars, so this doesn't fall on someone's foot, I will just the head off and put it back on the ground. Okay. So, now, these Greenstone statues, very important to know. First of all, they're really good sellers. Second of all, you do have to understand, because these are actually carved, hand carved out of stone, you do have to know that each one of these is unique within itself. So when you're ordering, you want to be able to order knowing that you're getting sometimes a matching pair, as in this one, see how this one's got the hands this way and this one's got the hands this way. When you order, if there's different types of hands, try to order a set of two, because quite often people will actually use it in their home, one on either side, so if they don't match, it's no good. You've got other ones like this where they've actually got the water feature. This is also a water feature. It can just be a straight up garden feature. And we swing over here, we've also got slightly smaller ones, same deal. You can see this is sort of a matching pair where they've got the water feature on either side. But you can see this one here, the hand's in a different position than this one. Remember, they're all individually unique. It's probably worthwhile adding to. This one has got its hands in a slightly different position as well. It all comes down to the person carving it. So when they're actually carving this, they may change a little bit. So hard to imagine, but this is actually a solid piece of stone, and now it's been turned into a really, really nice greenstone statue. Now, these as well, always, when I was retailing, always very, very good sellers. Okay, so what else have we got here? We've also got the slightly smaller ones here, the slightly smaller greenstone statues. So what I'm going to do is pause the video again, then I'm going to take you over and show you some other water features and so on. Okay, so before I actually show you more water features, I thought it'd be worthwhile pointing out some more greenstone statues. Now, you have to remember, compared to concrete, greenstone is much more expensive, but the reason is you can carve concrete, you can't have a mould. Very shortly I'm going to show you how everything gets manufactured and how much work involved in it. So, you can see here, these are smaller greenstone statues. Now these would sell for about $600 a piece, okay? Obviously you're going to be somewhere in the midst of doubling the money on that. Another good example is these guys here, whereas these guys here being greenstone, whereas this one here is concrete. So this one here, when you're looking through the catalogue, when you download the catalogue, you'll see that even though it's similar physical size, this will be cheaper than this one, okay? But this one will retail for about $800, but this one will retail for about probably $500 or $600, okay? The point is you're still doubling your money as you go through, so whole different range of things. You've got to watch the hands and so on, but more than happy to guide you. The bottom line is, when you're ordering containers direct through me, basically what happens, I do the complete door-to-door service. So I help you make sure you make the correct order. I organise it for you. I make sure it's packed properly. I make sure it gets delivered properly. I make sure there's no problems coming through customs. I make sure it gets to your door. And most importantly, I want to make sure that you come back and purchase again and again and again and again. Okay? So I have to get it right for you the first time, so you're successful the first time. That's one of the main points of what I'm actually doing. A, by showing you this and telling you what does and doesn't sell, and also helping you guide. So even when you put together a sample order and go, look Matt, I want this, I've added all the cubic meters, here's my sample order. If there's things on there that I'm a little bit, not so sure they're going to sell, I'd rather be honest with you and give you the choice to decide whether you want to sell them or not, or whether you want to just hold on to them. So I'm just going to pause the video once more for 1 second, and we're just going to go over to the large water wheel. I really want to show you that. So you saw the small water wheel before. This is the large water wheel. As I said multiple times in the video, any water feature that actually looks good from multiple angles will actually be a good seller inside your store, okay? And this one in particular, I've sold hundreds of these over the years as well, okay? Once again, best and the smartest way of doing things, if you want to order these, don't order one, because what's going to happen is you're going to have one and you're going to have to pull it apart and sell it. Something like this, something that's a popular seller, you'd order 4 or maybe 6, okay? Because that will last you a couple of sales, and you can set this up in your yard, and even if you run out and more stuff is on the way to you, you still got it in your yard, and you can pre-sell off that. You've got to be honest with your customer account. Talking about honesty and clients and so on, right? Basically, let me explain the whole process, okay? First of all, the first thing is, if you haven't already, you've got to download our price list and catalogue. Second of all, you go through and use our easy add-up sheet, where you basically go, I want item X, for example, which is X, and I want 5 of them, and a total cubic meters of that, and then you just basically calculate the cubic meters. So it's actually a spreadsheet that you can download and just fill in, and it'll calculate it up as it goes through for you. Remembering, you're aiming for about 27 cubic meters for a 20-foot container, and to be play on the safe side, no more than about probably 50 for a 40-foot container due to weight restrictions. Now, once you do that, you can basically come up with a price that will be to your door, so that you'll know whether that's within your budget. Then, at any stage through that, I'm happy to talk to you and guide you in the right direction. The most important thing to remember, these just don't happen overnight, okay? These actually have to be manufactured. All these water features and statues have to be manufactured. They're really manufactured for you. Then we have to freight them. Then we have to load them up in the container, make sure it's fumigated correctly so it comes through customs. We have to transport it to Australia. And then we have to actually make sure that it goes through, and let me just stop there for a minute. If you're in another country besides Australia, if you're in the USA, UK, we can transport there too as well. Now, let me go back one step. When we actually get everything organised and so on, and it's getting transported across to you in Australia and gets to you, and it arrives at your door, the whole process from you first downloading the order form, and then you may be looking at ordering within 1 week, and then after you order, the whole process of manufacturing delivery, the process takes between 6, very, very best, more likely 8, maybe 9 weeks. Okay, so you've got to allow that. So day 1, you download the catalogue. Day 7, you might finalise the order with me. Then production starts. That might take you out to day 30. Packing starts. That might take you out to day 37. Loading the container. That might take you out to day 45. Transporting to Australia, as long as all the ships, we've lined all the ships up for you. That might take you out into day probably in the late 40s, maybe 50, day 50, 55, day 55. Getting through customs and getting to your door can take day 60. That's a really, really good case scenario, but it can blow out a little bit further than that. So just got to be aware of that when you're ordering. I'm happy to guide you through the process. I'll take care of everything. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. That's all me. I've done it for years, no problems at all. The main thing is you've got to be aware of it when you want to sell the stock, okay? Because you don't want to order one container only, then run out. So I'll work with you to get them going through. So allow yourself 6 to maybe even up to 10 weeks from date of looking at the catalogue to date at arrival at your business. Now I'm going to pause the video again for a minute, and then we're just going to head off to another area. We're going to show you some more stuff. First thing I want to show you in this segment is, first of all, this is the cream colour. Now it's got a little bit of dust in there, and obviously it doesn't arrive you this way. You've got to remember this is the manufacturing area. I'm going to show you some manufacturing one tip, right? But this is a nice cream colour. You can see how much nicer that is compared to the grey concrete. Now, ignore all the bits and pieces that we're making stuff here. Come through here and take a look. The guys are resting for 1 minute. Just come through a bit closer so you can see. You guys are going to start. So I can show the customers how they make, yeah? 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 Come and make. Come and make it. Yeah? Obviously they don't speak English. My friend will come over and tell them to start the work.
Langsung gini. Ukir gini. Ukir langsung.
Okay. So you see this is actually solid stone. We'll come in even closer so you can see everything right. You can see, so this is basically a craftsman at work. And so he's making this. This is rock solid. Piece of stone. He's crafted all this, crafted all that. So you can see when you buy something that's made out of solid stone, how much work is actually going inside it. And look over here for more decorative stuff. You see these guys are making flowers. Frank painting flowers. Here's some already made. Frank painting flower already made. You can see it's actually hand carving it out. There's no drawing, there's nothing. He's actually spending his time to hand make it. So you can imagine well, the time and the labour and the value that you're getting when you're getting something like this. It's a unique piece every time. Although in saying that, a lot of these patterns are turned into molds that they're made out of concrete. So this one here, that's actually a concrete wall, and you see he's drawn on it roughly, and he's going to go through this making. So that gives you a little bit of an understanding, not a proper understanding. Obviously the English is not the best, but their carving skills are second to none, this is where a lot of the actual design comes from. So we're going to go through into the main manufacturing. You're going to see how the actual concrete products are made. I'll show you that. Okay, so we're in the actual manufacturing area. Now you have to remember, this is Indonesia, okay? It's not the same type of process that they have in Australia. They don't have the safety conditions as in Australia. There's a whole lot of things that are different, okay? But remember, if these were made in Australia, you could never afford to buy them because of the amount of labour that goes into them. The labour rates in Indonesia are obviously a lot higher than different than some. Now, Let's look at some examples. These are all in various stages of being finished. This is actually a nice water feature. It's a new model. You can see, remember the guys that I just showed you a minute ago with the frangipani, they've taken that as a mould and then they turn it into a water feature. This part here should actually sit up in there, go in there, and then the water comes over, and the water comes out here. Really nice water feature. Even though it's a new model, I can bet the bottom dollar on it and sell between $12 and $1,500. Really, really good money in these. You just have to take that next step and go ahead and start to place an order. There's a spreadsheet as well as the price list. So you download the price list and then use the spreadsheet. You can write in it, do whatever you want, and just work out your cubic meters and then work out the rough value of your order before you go forward. And if you're unsure, right, put together a draft order, and I'll talk to you before we actually put it into production. Right? We go through a couple of things, as I said, in different stages as we go through here. For example, these are actually quite good. Forget about the rocks. Remember, we're standing in the middle of a factory here, so this is not obviously going to display them with rocks inside them and bricks inside them, okay? These are really good. These retail for give or take about $7.99. On the low side, $6.99. And they're really good because they can go inside gardens. So basically what happens is, you've got the water that comes out here, you just trim this part here, you set the water pump underneath, you run the power cord off the side, water comes through, drops down, and in the bottom there's a pipe that goes back to the water pump and recycles it back around. So it doesn't need a base at all. It's a really, really good seller. You'll see those inside the catalogue when you download it as well. Some other interesting new stuff that I spotted the other day. You come down here, I'll show you these new pots. They come down. These are nice. These are new and these are nice. They're quite large, solid concrete, so you can imagine they're heavy. Now these will retail for about $600 a piece, and you can imagine if you've got a nursery having a few of these on display, and we do smaller sizes as well, maybe the next size down. It's really good stuff, you know. You have one small one, one big one, another one big one, and one small one on the other side. Put a couple of trees in it, and they'll walk out the door like that. But remember the tip I'm telling you. Don't ever just buy one. You're really doing yourself an injustice. You want to buy, if you're buying something like that, you want to buy about half a dozen of them. Okay, so you can sell off 5 of them, and then you keep the other one for a display. Some other good selling water features. And remember, while I'm walking around the factory, these are customers' orders going through and going out the door. So this is not a display. These are products pre-getting packed. Okay. So when you order, your product will sit here, something like this, and then when it gets packed, it gets crated up, covered in plastic, and then on the way to it. Now, look at this one. Once again, looks good from all angles. Sells for give or take between $1,200 and $1,500. It's always in that general price range, right? This one, because of its height, will probably get a little bit more. You can probably get up towards the $2,000 mark for this one. Once again, don't just buy one, go ahead and buy 3. So you put this one on display, you've got 2 in stock, okay? That's really how you want to work it. You're saving so much money by doing this directly, not getting any breakages, by bringing it in with very minimal. You might have the odd Greenstone statue that loses the head, but I've already showed you how to fix that. If any of these concrete products do get damaged in transit, right, generally what it is, here's a perfect example, right? Generally what it is, and these guys will fix this before it goes, right? It's just a knock on a corner. It's quite easy, a little bit of concrete, a little bit of maybe 20 minutes at a time, you can fix it up, but it doesn't make it useless. Solid concrete is really, really hard to make it to the point that you can't use it at all, right? Good handy tip as well, when you actually order these in grey, you can actually get some oxide and change the colour just with a sponge and some water, and change the colour of whatever you want, so you can make unique products. So if you decide, you can just go ahead and order them in grey. There's another one I want to show you. This one is, I used to call the G water feature, right? You'll see it in the catalogue. This is a smaller, there is a larger one that you may have seen in the video before. These are really, really good sellers, okay? These sell for about $1,000, okay? You buy them for half of that, land in a container, where you go. These ones, really, really good sellers. And remember, you can have them in white, you can have them in black, you can have them in grey, you can have them in cream, okay? Or you can get them back, you can put your own colours on there, just with oxide and maybe one of you guys are in your spare time or whatever suits, okay? What else have we got here? The yin yang water feature. Once again, like I say, this is stock waiting to be created. Do you want to walk around here so you can get in a little bit better? Come around the side here. This is stock ready to be created, okay? These are really nice, 2 pieces. See, it's movable. Water obviously comes back over the top and away they go. Now, obviously I've showed you mainly water features and some greenstone statues, right? There's a whole heap of statues in the catalogue as well. They can all be added into your container. There's so many different things, right? If in doubt, put it down as a draft item in your order, and then we can talk about it on the phone before you finalise the order. Remember, the products I'm aiming for you to be able to sell over and over again, because I want you to come back and order the next container and the next container and the next container. So that's why the getting the order right is as important to me as it is important to you. Okay, so I might just pause the video for a minute and then I'll go down and I'll show you a couple other things before we come to the end of the video. Okay, so we've got Tweety Bird in the background that's making a bit of noise, so if you're wondering what that is, that's Tweety Bird. Anyway, I want to show you the terracotta bird. Now obviously not concrete, okay, the terracotta. Here's examples of packing. Now this is how everything's packed. Remember, everything you see when it arrives here, this is how it's packed. It's in excellent condition, packed very securely. Over the last 6 or 7 years, I believe I'll be in the 300 or 400 containers that I brought in from my own personal use, my own personal money, and I've never had problems with breaking in, besides the odd thing that I showed you before, the Greenstone head, the odd head falling off, the odd chip here and there. That's about the most that you even have in the whole price. That's probably over the top, so you can download the catalogue and see everything we've got. I want to show you some more of the statues, so I'm just going to pause again for a minute. I'm going to take you down to the statues and show you some more of the different types of statues. Okay, so I've showed you a lot of stuff. As I said, there's a whole heap more stuff inside the actual catalogue that you can download. Okay, one last thing I'm going to show you before I go. Remember, there's more in the catalogue. This is a red hot seller. This is a frangipani on the stand. Call it a bird bath, call it a planter, call it whatever you like, right? There's a one piece here, one piece here, one piece here. Now, they sell better as a cream colour, they don't sell well as a grey colour. Now, let's just talk about what you have to do next and how you go about ordering your first container and start adding some serious extra income into your business. Okay, first step is obviously download the actual price list, okay? Price list / catalogue. There's photos, everything inside, okay? Second step is download the template, or you can use it, pull it down either PDF or Excel, and go through and make yourself a sample order. Look at the photos, decide what you might like, decide what colour you might like it in, and then make a sample order, okay? Once you've made that sample order, add up the total price, and then also add up the total cubic meters. Now, once again, you're talking around about, for a 20-foot container, you want to be aiming for about 27 cubic meters, and for a 40-foot container, about 50 cubic meters. Now, 40-foot can take more, but the weight will stop you, okay, because we can only really go 2 meters high. Now, once you do that, it's time for us to talk, because I want to make sure that your order is right, and your order is correct, and your order is going to be popular stuff that will sell. Then, once we've agreed on that, we'll take a deposit, everything will go into production. This is the part where we start to produce things and we start to get underway. Once the order is ready for delivery, we take the final payment, okay, and the order gets packed into a container and heads out on a ship back to whichever port you're at, your nearest port obviously, right? Once it gets into Australia, we've already covered off in the pricing on all your local charges. We'll organise for it to come off the actual boat, be loaded onto a semi-trailer, clear customs of course on the way through, be loaded onto a semi-trailer and delivered directly to your place of business. Now, once the container arrives, you've got between 2 and 5 days to actually unload it. Now that's normally plenty of time. Generally to unload one container only takes a few hours, right? Once the container is unloaded and all done, basically you give us a call and we organise to pick up the empty container, and then you can go around and start putting your stock out on display. So before you start the order, let's talk about a couple of tips, okay? First of all, remember, order more than one item. There's no point ordering one item, having that on display, and having in a particular instance where you sell the display, you can't order any more. If you wanted to order something like this, you're actually better off ordering 6 of them because they're red hot sellers, and then having one on display, the other 5 still sitting in their crates able to be moved. Okay, you don't need a lot of storage room, you need a little bit of storage room. Okay. Second tip is remember your time frame. You've got at least between 6 and even 10 weeks before we can place the order, get it manufactured and get it delivered to you. So you have to consider that, right? And think about what would be the best in your market, okay? I'm here to help you. I want repeat business. I want you to be successful. So go ahead, start to download the forms, the catalogue and the price list and the form so you can do a sample order. If you've got any questions, go ahead and call me or drop us an email. Either way, I'm here to help you. One last thing before I go. If you haven't imported before and you're scared your money going to disappear, it's scared of something going off the boat, do not be afraid. I've been importing from Indonesia, China, South Africa, America, probably about 7 or 8 different countries. I think I mentioned South Africa, a whole heap of different countries for 7 years myself. I can control everything from point A to point B. I've got a setup so good I can go anywhere in the world, get an invoice and get it delivered back to Australia. All I have to do is have the invoice, okay? So if I can do that, I can take care of you and make sure that A, you feel comfortable, and B, your product's safe, and C, it gets there quickly, easily, and with no damage at all, or the very most, the minimum damage like I showed you all. I've been 100% honest with you through this video. Go ahead, let's talk. Let's add some better money to your business, some better profits, and add a brand new product range, water features and statues to your business. Talk to you soon.